When then-President Barack Obama and 6 global powers negotiated an Iran nuclear deal, even the supporters of the agreement conceded that it was flawed. Our Amy DeLaura asks, can President Trump negotiate a better deal?
They made that horrible deal with Iran.
President Donald Trump didn't mince words when referring to President Barack Obama's deal with Iran. While the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action kept Iran in check when it came to enriching uranium needed to make a nuclear bomb, it did little to constrain the other aspects of becoming a nuclear weapons site, such as developing warheads and missiles. And importantly, it allowed Iran to maintain a massive nuclear infrastructure that was far beyond what's needed for a peaceful energy program.
This is one of the worst deals ever made by any country in history. The deal with Iran will lead to nuclear problems.
When Trump returned to office in January, he was given intelligence showing that during the intervening 4 years, Iran had been racing at breakneck speed to develop a crude nuclear weapon while enriching uranium at 60%, a level that's close to the 90% needed to make a bomb.
The Biden administration created havoc and bedlam by basically being incompetent, but by empowering Iran and its proxies, sending them billions and billions of dollars, senselessly. I couldn't believe it to watch.
So now, even though the United States accused Iran of hiring contract killers to assassinate Trump last year, he's anxious to make a new deal, one that would cement his reputation as more than just a deal maker.
My greatest hope is to be a peacemaker and to be a unifier. I don't like war.
While over the past few months, Trump has made various threats if Iran doesn't make a deal.
In fact, I put sanctions on last night. Any oil that anybody takes from Iran is not allowed to do business in the United States of America.
More recently, he's toned down the rhetoric.
And I just hope Iran realizes what a good friend they have right here. And in a certain sense, I guess I'm a good friend because a lot of people would rather have me take a much more harsh road. But I know that if we can avoid that road, that would be a great thing.
While Trump couldn't get a new deal his first term, and former President Joe Biden's efforts to revive the 2015 deal flop, circumstances have changed in a way that makes this a particularly promising time for a breakthrough.
I want to make a deal with Iran. I want to do something if it's possible. But for that to happen, it must stop sponsoring terror, halt its bloody proxy wars, and permanently and verifiably cease its pursuit of nuclear weapons. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. I don't imagine there's anybody at this table or anybody in this room that would say they can.
In an interview with NBC, Trump seemed to rule out Iran retaining any civilian nuclear energy program.
With Iran, is the goal of these talks limiting Iran's nuclear program or total dismantlement?
Total dismantlement.
That's all you'll accept?
That's all I'd accept.
The U.S. and Iran have held 4 negotiating sessions, and so far, the discussions have been surprisingly cordial and productive.
Every time we have a meeting with the U.S., we leave with the sense that progress has been made, or at least we have reached mutual understanding.
Iran has sort of agreed to the terms. They're not going to make, I call it in a friendly way, nuclear dust. We're not going to be making any nuclear dust in Iran. And we've been strong. I want them to succeed. I want them to end up being a great country. Frankly, but they can't have a nuclear weapon.
But the biggest stumbling block remains Iran's insistence to be permitted to enrich uranium for a peaceful energy program, as a founding signatory to the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Iran's foreign ministry wrote on X, Iran has every right to possess the full nuclear fuel cycle.
No, we do not seek anyone's permission for enrichment. America is in no position to grant or deny a right recognized under the Non-Proliferation Treaty for all countries.
Despite mistrust on both sides, they've got a lot in common. Neither wants to go back to the 2015 deal, and neither wants to start a war. I'm Amy DeLaura for Washington Examiner.